Guys, before this video starts, I want to tell you about this sick website that sells hella cheap NBA jerseys. The website is ringchasers.com. I copped myself a few jerseys on there a while back, and I honestly don't know how their prices are this cheap. If you guys want to get a sick deal on a jersey, make sure you check them out. Link will be in the description, and use code LQG at checkout for an extra 10% off. What's going on, guys? It's LQG, and today I'm back with another video. So today we have for you guys NBA legends tell their funniest stories. Make sure to let me know down in the comments below which story you thought was the best. Also, make sure to smash the like button. Let's see if we get 100 likes on this video, and make sure to subscribe to the channel to catch all the new content. We are releasing daily videos for the rest of 2021, so you don't want to miss out. With that being said, let's get into NBA legends tell their funniest stories.
Best dream team ever. There you go.
Basketball stars and authors.
I was on Dream Team too, #1.
No, he wasn't with us.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, well,
He don't even remember you, bro.
I was on the.
Oh, he's talking about Toronto. No.
About Toronto, the World Games.
I won't even go.
Oh, now we send the Dream Team to the World Game. Now we send the Dream Team to the World Game now. We could have sent Duke of North Carolina to the World University.
Storytellers. What's the best story you got from the original Dream Team, Charles?
Well, me, Magic, Michael and Scotty, we played cards every night, all night. It was so awesome being on that team, you know, because everybody got along well. It was really just fun. I mean, clearly, we had no idea what it was going to be when we went there, but to have the type of security we had. But the thing I remember the most, I can't believe how well everybody got along. Because I played on the second Dream Team, and it wasn't like that. Guys were complaining about playing time. Guys wanted to start. But that first Dream Team, how well everybody got along is one of the greatest experiences of my life.
I got a story about the Dream Team. You know, that's the year
our
college kids, we were in college, we were supposed to go to the Olympics, and this is the first year they changed it. So we go to San Diego or something. It's me, Grant Hill, Jamal Mashburn, Bobby Hurley, a bunch of guys, and we're nervous. So we get there and we're scrimmaging against these guys.
There's La Jolla, yeah, in those practices.
Yeah, so we get there, we watch, and we actually get to see them play cards the night before. So we just watching them. We're like, oh, this is the NBA. So the next day, we take the practice like it's a game. We come in, Chuck Daly's like, I want you to bust them up. They over there cocky, they playing around. So we come in, we destroy them. I'm talking about we killed them, we dunking.
Yeah.
But the next day though, the next day, we come into practice and they were like, y'all ain't winning today. And we didn't score, not on the free throw, not on a jump shot, not on anything. I think it was 2 8-minute scrimmages. We didn't even get a point in. They were all pissed. They were all pissed that we had busted them up the day before.
Because the first day, we're like, oh man, because they were young college kids. We're like, hey man, let's just go out and scrimmage with them a little bit because they're gonna be on the next Dream Team down the line. Let's break it in a little bit. And they started running and dunking and Bobby Hurley's throwing alley-oop up to Grant and C. Webb, and they just kicked our butt. So the next day, we're like...
Did Chuck Daly say anything after that?
No, he says, no, he says, now, this is, if you guys lose at the Olympics, this is gonna be the worst loss in the history of sport. Because like, this was like training camp, we had just started. We hadn't been together, guys had been chilling. Then we're like, okay, guys, let's take this a little bit serious. And the next day, we just like, okay, this is what it's gonna be like.
Steve, tell me a story. Anything you want. You got a handful of championship rings. What stands out if you're going to sit down and the grandkids say, tell me what it was like when you played in the NBA, Steve?
Well, it has to involve Dennis Rodman. I mean, you know.
That might scare the grandchildren.
It might, but I'll tell them the PG version of the Rodman stories. But no, we had a game in Philadelphia one night, and we weren't playing that well, and Dennis had kind of drifted apart from the team a little bit. He'd kind of come back and forth, and there was a disconnect. And so the game ends, and Phil Jackson pulls Judd Bushler, myself, and Jason Caffey aside. He goes, listen, Dennis is going to Atlantic City tonight. He's rented a bus. He's going down there. He's going to have a party. I want you guys to go with him.
Wow, take one for the team.
We're just the guys for the job. So we went down there. We were there all night. We literally pulled in back to the hotel in Philly at 7:30 in the morning. And we had a 9:30 practice, but it was only the bench guys. The starters had the day off. So we pull in. Dennis goes, I'm going to sleep, guys. Have fun at practice. Judd and Jason and I go to practice. I mean, we're a disaster. But Phil,
Did you have to report to Phil what went on?
We actually saw him when we pulled in, and the bus had a huge picture of Howard Stern on the side. And so we come in, and Phil, we go into the, it was unbelievable. And we go in, and Phil's eating breakfast, and he goes, "What time did you get back?" And we're kind of like, and before we could lie and say 3, 4, he goes, "I saw the Howard Stern bus out there." So we had just pulled in. But the point of the story, Kenny,
Right. I'm trying to get it.
which I'm getting to, Phil, this was Phil's unorthodox ways. He knew the emotional connection Dennis had with the guys was critical to our success. And we had a couple nights off before our next game, so he said, "You know what? You guys go bond with him, go have fun, go gamble, whatever." And it worked. I mean, it brought us back together. Took us a few days to recover, though.
Yeah, where do the better stories come, Kenny, from teams like Sacramento or championship teams like the Rockets?
I think the prize is great, and Shaq, but I think the struggle is probably better because you figure out how to get out of it. And I think the first time that, like as a Rocket team, our first playoff together, we realized that it was different. You know, Akeem had already been to the NBA championship, but none of us had or ever been in the playoffs. Vernon Maxwell, myself, Robert Horry, none of the guys, Otis Thorpe, never been in the playoffs. So we playing the Lakers in the first round, and we're playing a great game. And we're up 1 point with 15 seconds to go. And then they throw the ball into Magic Johnson. And as Magic Johnson, I'm playing defense on Magic, and I'm bringing it up, and as he's bringing it across half court, 15,000, 20,000 people rise all at once. I get chills as I'm on the court, and I'm like, now this is playoff basketball. This is different. Because in the regular season, 20,000 people not standing in one. And they come down, they make the play, Byron Scott hits a shot at the buzzer to win the game. But that's when we said we have to have a different mentality from now on. It didn't help that year, but it helped in future years.
When you guys think back to when this guy made his entry into the NBA, and you saw Shaquille O'Neal for the first time, what did you think?
You know, for me, it was definitely we had a connection because we were both with the Orlando Magic and Miami Heat, you know, teams that was just getting started franchise. And, you know, for me, watching Ronnie Cycli catch the Shaq flu before every time.
He's still on Ronnie. Killing Ronnie this whole show.
That's my guy.
That's his guy. That's his guy. My guy.
That's my guy.
3 career assists.
But seeing him in person and saying, I understand Ronnie, because it was unbelievable for him to catch a rebound and then start pushing it and saying, who's going to get in his way? I mean, it was just unbelievable to see a guy with that mass, being able to handle the basketball, and then with the swagger. Now, I kind of understood what Ronnie
You know what we used to say about Shaq when we first saw him? Like, we see big guys, we say, you know what, though? If he was 6'1", he'd still be in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's the greatest compliment that guards and other players give. It does, like, his size was so overwhelming. They say, you know what, if he was 6'1", he'd still be in the NBA.
Shaq, I played in the NBA for 16 years. Shaq is the only guy. And like, you know, you play against a Manu Bol, you play against a great Kevin McHale, a Paris did all those guys are 7 feet taller. Shaq's the only guy I said, man, that's a big dude. And I was like, I did. When the first time when he walked on the court, I said, man, that's a big dude right there. And like I said, you play against other guys like a Mark Eden. Like even Mark Eden looked little. I'm not, you know, Mark Eden's a good sized dude, but Shaq's the only guy I played against. I said, man, that's a big dude.
Reggie, what's your favorite story? Or what's your go-to story when you're talking to high school kids, college kids, kids who want to be in the NBA? What's your favorite story?
Well, it happens to do with someone on the panel here, which is somewhat interesting. Like, this is post-Michael Jordan retirement the first time, and we're playing Chicago Bulls, and we have a pretty good team. They have a decent team, but they're not the Chicago Bulls of old with Michael Jordan. Game is coming down the wire. Steve is in the game. He's guarding me. I come off a screen. I hit a jump shot right in his face. There's a second left. I run to the center court. I'm like, I'm going to stomp on Michael Jordan. He's not around. I'm the new face of shooting guards in the league. So I bow, half court, to the crowd in Chicago Stadium. Everyone's booing. Phil calls a timeout. There's a second left. We're up by 2. Scotty's taking the ball out. gets the ball to Tony Kukoc, who just turns around, and I just so happened to be underneath when he was taking the shot, and I could just see the ball traveling in the air as it's going through, as the Bulls win with the clock running off. And who's the first person to run up to me and bow right at me is little Steve Kerr. Right up to me bowing. You talk about wanting to strangle someone. It was Steve Kerr running up to me bowing.
So that's it for this video, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. Like I said at the beginning, we're releasing daily videos for all of 2021, so you don't want to miss out. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.